welcome back. And of course, as was mentioned earlier in the show, we're focusing this last segment on the Belize Bank Bulldogs and their La Ruta Maya experience. Joining us for this conversation, we have paddlers Amado Cruz and Armin Lopez. We're joined by team manager Jerry Martinez and general manager of marketing at the Belize Bank, Shakira Sai. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Now, my first question to you from you guys entered was, have you recovered from the experience?
Well, yeah, we done recover and think we're ready again to do it again.
Interesting. I think that shows the type of athletes that they are. Now, moving into the preparation for this particular race, the Belize Bank Bulldogs is definitely one of the teams that people look out to beat. This year, you placed 4th place. How much preparation went into the race itself? Armin?
Well, we start from November. We start training for the race, and as usual. But before I go any further, I just want to give thanks to God for one day of life, and and thanks to the sponsors, and thanks for inviting us to come here.
So you started training in November.
In November.
And you said something very interesting after your first leg of the race, saying that it was one year that you realized that your competitors were really in tip-top shape, right?
Yes.
What made you say that?
Well, because we see that the race they get when guys get faster and then they pay attention, and which it make I feel like, okay, then we need to train harder. It just make the race better, and to me, the way I think, I say, well, the guys are really hungry for it, and now they make me, I really want to win now, I mean, I always want to win, but make it hard. I think you feel better if you work, harder for the win.
And for you, Amado?
Well, I think the same as those guys really train hard, and like you said, they're really hungry for it, and I guess for next year we have to train harder and make the competition a bit more exciting for the people.
Now, Jerry, let's talk about your role as the manager of the team.
Well, I just want to make, I don't like the other guys, because I don't recover yet.
Thank you for being honest with me, because I said to myself, man, that's really hardcore.
I don't do nothing, but basically I just deal with the logistics of the team.
Okay.
Prepping the guys, getting them together, getting them to training sites on time, timing them during training, making sure they have their vitamins, working with the marketing department for advertising stuff, and just basic things. I do little work. These guys do the hard work.
So they're easy to manage. You don't have to fight with them about showing up on time for practice or putting in their hours.
No, these guys are good guys.
Are you sure? Because Armin has an evil smile there. Keeping to their diets.
Well, this year they slacked a little, but you see, when I think that they've been up there, and they probably thought nobody can beat me.
Yeah.
But this year they got a rude awakening. Next year, I bet next year they want to train real hard now.
So is the 4th place, we're going to come to the rescue, because I know that was definitely, I wouldn't call it a setback. It was what contributed to your placement. But was it also an issue of overconfidence at some point where you thought, we're reigning, we might just be able to win this one again?
Well, when we start, I like what I say, I always when we race, even from the small races, and I know we're in trouble, I say, well, we have to really buckle down if we want to win this race. I notice that, the team is really in a shape. I say, well, when people ask me what you want to place, I say, you never know, we go for the win. We never promise one win, but we promise our best, and then, but I know it may really tough.
Now, I want to bring in Shakira, obviously, as the sponsors for the team, and how Belize Bank works to support them from training and smaller races before the big event itself.
Sure. Belize Bank has always been about Belize. When the race actually started about I think this is the 18th year. 18 years ago, we had a presence, and the bank really believed in the philosophy of its founder. I think when it was created, it was to also bring awareness to the natural resources, the preservation and importance of that. Which it has somewhat of a historical significance as well. I mean, the Mayas used that route pretty much to transport goods and to travel from one place to the next. And so historically it has that importance, and even present day today, people still use the rivers more for recreational purposes. And the bank believes that it's an important event. It has grown over the years, and we want to be able to grow with it and be a part of it. And so we've always had a presence, and as the years passed by, I think it became more important to us. And the local community also has grown in terms of its support and interest, even the international community. And so this is an important event for Belize. And when we were approached by the team over the years, there has been some changes in terms of the makeup of the paddlers. We decided that this is definitely something that we want to continue to support. So we ensure that the resources are actually there to be able to help them to, pretty much invest their time, energies, and efforts so that they can also be successful in the process. Yeah. Even though we place fourth, obviously they're winners for us, and I think not only for the Belize Bank, but for everybody else as well, because to instinctively react when you have a situation like that, I think, certainly says a lot for you, for the company, for individuals themselves. And so we're very proud, that they have risen to the occasion, and we want to continue to support them as well.
Now, and that's a great segue into the rescue that took place. I think it was truly a statement of your character as well. So let's talk about what happened on the first leg of the race. What made you realize that there was somebody who was struggling in the water, and your decision at that point in time? Don't all jump in at once, please. Armin or Amado, whichever one wants to start. Yeah.
Well, when we approach Valley of Peace Bridge, I see this man run, which I know that one of the guards was. And then, but I don't know what he made run by the river bank. But I'm in my mind, I think maybe something is there for him, and to try catch it. And then, like, as we get by the bridge, then people start to holler, and but I still never, because there were a lot of screaming, and I never get with them to say it. But when I say we're struck, take off, and then he says somebody they ask for help, that they help somebody, so that then we can't just that, that somebody drunk it. But then I not say nobody. Then Amaro say he tell me say the man nobody, and like 2 times he tell me say the man nobody, and I not see the person. But he say hand. So we sprint to the spot, and when we get to the spot, Amaro, and I tell him, you jump in, because I don't see where the man is. So he stand up, and when he stand up, then he say where the man is, and he jump in. And when he jump in, he haul out the man. When he haul out the man, I said, oh, dread boy. And now, when they pull and he turn, I say face. I said, I'm a friend, I mean, I don't get nervous because somebody drunk it,
Yeah.
And everybody they try help, even they was struck there between, he threw the guy on top of the was struck canoe, and then everybody try help the canoe flip over again, so the boy drop in the water again. That when Daniel, the backman from Belize Bank, catch the man with one hand, and he pull him up, just he know I make it sink in, face in the water. And we start to paddle to the edge, but as we paddle to the edge, the first thing in my mind, that start to pump the man by his chest. And so as we get by the bank, we throw the man on the bank, and we start to pump on the man's chest. And I pump, and then I feel like I don't want to do nothing. I feel hopeless, I feel one way. And then I say, I pray to God. I say, God, make this man live, make this man, give this man one chance. You know, I pump. I don't know how much times I pump, but I steer the pump and I pray. And then sudden one, the man gone like, we hear the man breathe, like that. And everybody hear it, because even the guy from was shocking me to tell me yesterday that we talk about it, so everybody hear it. When we know the man get back, you know, I make it. You know, that minute there, everybody, the same time the rescue guy come, when they call Plum, and he said, oh no, go, I got it, he said, and then that when we jump in and gone, you know. Yeah. But we really happy that, you know, God used West Rock and all of we, you know, the Belize Bank team, and, you know, that to save one life. It's more important to me, really, when you think about it, that they say we'll win one race than, you know, save one life, more important.
Now, at the time of the drowning, were the Belize Bank boat and the West Rock boat the only two boats in that area?
Yeah, two of us were coming together.
Did you ever, in the entire process, stop and think, oh, I'm in the middle of a race, or was it instinctual to go and rescue him?
Well, in a situation that we not think about race again, we just
you
think
forgot
about,
completely?
Yes, completely.
Same with you, Amado?
Well, I think even if we were in the lead and we saw someone drowning, we would react the same and try to save the man's life.
Yeah. Were you really shaken up after the incident?
Well, I never sleep. I I don't think. I think, you know, for 3 nights, I don't sleep. I think that, you know, and I give thanks to God that He put it that way. Because you think if we may just maybe sprint, you know, we may come faster, and, you know, maybe we may stay more behind. I don't know. I believe, and I praise God that He gave me the opportunity. Use we then for, you know, to save this guy.
Interestingly as well, Armin, you're not trained in CPR.
No.
So you just pumped and guessed how to get the water out.
Well, that's the reason why I say, when they explain to me about CPR, that's the reason why I say, that God, I know me, you know, and they say, oh, you saved you now, hero. I give that to God. I praise Him for that.
Now, there's been an overwhelming amount of support for the actions that the Belize Bank Bulldogs and the West Track team did. Were you surprised by the reaction once you arrived at the end of the first leg?
No.
No? How about you, Amado?
Well, I was, but because it was during the race and we get to stop and save someone's life, so like it didn't
I don't think that was on their minds, you know. I think they just reacted instinctively and they just did what they had to do, and then they know that they had to afterwards finish the race, and that's what they did. And so the reaction that they got, you know, they weren't really looking out for it.
The good thing about this race and particularly this sport in Belize, all teams that participate in these canoe races, they participate, they compete, but after the race finished, all of us, one big family. And that's with the guys on the river, and that's with us, the service team, on the road. We have no conflicts with anyone. So whenever someone needs help, we're always there to help.
Definitely showed that. And what would you say is the greatest lesson you learned from this year's La Ruta Maya? Even you, Jerry, can mention.
Well, like I told the guys, being a lesson we learned together as a team, that winning doesn't mean placing first place. We probably didn't win this year, but we are champions in the hearts of many.
Absolutely.
Well, I say the same, you know, guys. I just happy that God uses like that experience. I hope people get that God, this is about God, you know. I give Him thanks that He make the river. Cause we sit down and talk, you know. He really, the love, He have everything for we. He put river, He put sea, He give it the knowledge, you know. When I think about way back, you know, you never think about a radio station. Way back now, you know, it just make we understand that we come from a man with love and smart.
Fantastic. And your lesson learned, Amado?
No, my lesson is that no matter, not take like not be sure of everything. Like you, even though you can swim and you want to like go jump in the river, because you never know what can happen. And just to think before we do something.
Yeah.
Because you never know what can happen.
And in preparing for the 2016 La Ruta Maya, what's going to be different for the Belize Bank Bulldogs?
Well, I think we have to work harder, you know, and work on with mistakes. You know, because like I say, we're not perfect. Some people say, oh, like when I'm talk to our sponsors, I say sometimes people think, oh, they're old and you know, they're tired and then think they. But
So you're not old. It's not age.
well, in the canoeing, they got some people. Well, my cousin, they are going to race at the States. And the guy from Niche, the backman, and the other guy from Atlantic, Andres. And they going to race the New York. Old boy, when I call Al-Waidi, he 83 and he beat them at the States. So 83 comparing to 20 years and 40 years old, you know. I think they're not about young. Yes, youth help, you know, you kind of strong, you recover quick, but then in a canoeing, they're mentally, and you have to stubborn, you know, tougher. And I know they say that young boy not tough, then tough, because then you get the, I could sit and read it, get the, you could say, I'm happy that BTL win the race. I mean, whosoever may win it, to me, deserve to win the race, you know. Jerry Rayburn. Because all of them were really good, but like where I say, that the bigger man decide who deserve the win.
And in terms of the Belize Bank support?
Well, needless to say, our support continues. I want to take this opportunity to publicly thank them, you know, as well as Jerry, their manager, their coach, who is also not here with us, and to say that we are really proud of them. We have known them to be very humble guys. They won't, you know, go around puffing their chest and all of that. But they really exemplify, you know, the core values that we exercise at work and that we also subscribe to. And so we want to say thank you guys. You know, job well done. You are winners in our hearts, and I'm sure that it's not only the Belize Bank team but the general public as well. So thank you, and we continue to support you. I also want to say thanks to today La Ruta Maya Belize Bank team, female team. They're not here with us, but they have also toiled as well, and you know, we look forward to providing additional support as we head into 2016.
Well, thank you all for coming in this morning, and we'll see if you put in the work for 2016, because it sounds like the rest of the teams are coming after you. So you're going to make them more scared if you say you're going to train harder. Congratulations, guys. Good job. And I think, as was mentioned several times in this conversation, the Belizean public is proud of you for the decisions you made within the race itself, right? Thank you for coming. We're going to go ahead and take our final break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.